Are you getting stuck in negative thought patterns? I'm an emotional intelligence coach, and here's something that can hijack your day if you let it. Your thoughts. We think thousands of thoughts per day, and some of them are positive, some of them are neutral, and some of them are negative. Here are some of my positive thoughts. I may think about the sun shining outside, or I may think about the lovely text message a friend just sent me. Some of my neutral thoughts. Some of my neutral thoughts may include, I have to add milk to my shopping list. Or I may ponder, why is the color green called green? And here's some of my negative thoughts. I may think of the guy who just cut me off in traffic on my drive here. Or something that was said or I said in a meeting that I'm not sure about or I don't feel great about. Here's a challenge though. These are my positive thoughts. These are my neutral thoughts. And these are my negative thoughts. As you can see, they're not equal. Our thoughts, our positive and neutral thoughts are not equal to our negative thoughts. Why is that? Because of something called negativity bias. And this doesn't mean that you're a negative person, but our negative thoughts will stand out more typically than our positive or neutral thoughts. Why is that? Because we're wired to look for danger. It's as simple as that. The challenge with it is that often sends us down some of those thought worms, where one thought leads to another and another and another. So for example, if I was in a meeting and something happened, I may think about this over and over and over. And this can lead to different types of thinking. For example, all or nothing thinking. All or nothing thinking is where it either was perfect or it was a failure. Or it can lead to the coulds and woulds and shoulds. Have you ever thought those patterns? I should have done this. I wish I would have done that. Or it can even lead to fortune telling. We already have made up our mind what the outcome is, and we take it as fact. That can take over your day if you let it. So how can you do this differently? So here's my 3-step process. We start with awareness. Awareness of what a thought actually is. That it is just that, a thought. It's not necessarily a fact. The second part is understanding how our thinking works. And this conversation we're having right now is a big part of that. You can understand how your thoughts actually work. And the third part is your reframe. How can you do this differently? How can you replace those negative thoughts? So take, for example, the meeting where you may have said something that you weren't sure about, or somebody gave you a funny look, or you assumed somebody gave you a funny look, and you ruminate on this over and over and over. So maybe you can look at it and say, this was just one out of so many people sitting around that table. And that look they gave you just lasted really for a moment. Maybe it was just something that they didn't understand. Maybe you need to clarify. That's all it may have been. So that is how you can do it differently. Catch the negative thoughts and look at how you can reframe them into something that comes from a place of curiosity rather than a place of self-judgment. So now that you have a better understanding of your thoughts, how can you do this differently? I'm an emotional intelligence coach, and follow me for more tips on how you can understand yourself and others better.